Welcome to another Escape Room stream. Oh man, that is such a tune! Isn't it? It's such a tune! That's Homicide from Danganronpa 2. It's like the best tune in the whole damn game. Danganronpa, the volume level needs to be about there. Volume level on my monitor needs to be about there. And okay. Got a new desktop wallpaper. Ibuki is, of course, no longer with us, so I have to switch over to my husbando now. We've got Nagato from yesterday when he played Russian roulette with 5 bullets in the chamber and survived. Well, he is the ultimate lucky student. So let's boot up and let's get on with it. I have some snacks. Here we have Furuta Pokemon. It might not be super visible. Pokemon Jelly Cups. Yeah, the camera's being a silly. We won't have this problem once we move to green screen. And I have One Piece Bean Cakes. Based on One Piece. Both from Furuta, which is a snack company. Yeah. Not specifically from them, like, they didn't send them to me or anything. I purchased them with my own money, of course. Just realised that my controller is under a sea of cables. Everything is so awkwardly complicated. Here we go! Yeah! More Danganronpa 2! Welcome, Invade Attack! Danganronpa. It's like a jelly cup. Different designs. You've got yellow Pikachu, brown Eevee, why would somebody get rid of, like, the bookmark function? What sense does that have? There's a lot of yellow in this bag, which is Pikachu. Put yellow to one side. There's 4 yellows. There's a brown, which is Eevee. Then we've got blue, which is what's Polypo's evolution? That one. Got pink for Beware. And then there's like gold, which is the fake Ditto thing. From Pokemon Go. Meta, whatchamacallit. Metaru. I've dropped it before. God damn it. They're just jelly cups. You open them up, you peel the lid off, and then you eat the delicious jelly that's inside. Do they taste like their respective Pokemon? Yes. Yes, they do. All right. So we're at the trial. So we'll go over the truth bullets just for everybody's benefit. Here we go. Monokuma file number 4. The victim is Nekamaru Nidai, aka Mekamaru, after his robotic transformation. If none of this makes sense to you, Draven, don't worry about it! His body was discovered in Grape Tower, which is inside the funhouse. Don't worry about it. His head is severely damaged and beyond repair, so that shall be considered the cause of death. Despite the fact that his arms and legs are dismembered, these limbs were actually designed to be detachable, and it seems they were separated due to a severe impact. Aside from that, several other areas of his body are damaged. Because of this, many of his functions appear to have shut down. Wire. Nekomaru's body and left leg were tied with a metal wire. The tip of that wire was also tied into a loop. Good night button. A button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. When this button is pressed, all of Nekomaru's functions cease and he is forced to enter sleep mode. Oil on the floor. Oil that was flowing out of Nekomaru's body. The majority of it came from his fatal head wound. Tipped over pillar. One of the pillars on the side of the door was tipped over. The damaged area of the pillar was also stained. It was so heavy that even two people couldn't budge it. New looking hammer. An enormous hammer found on the floor of the tower. It was completely clean, as if it was brand new. Chain. A chain was wrapped around the handles of the door at the back of Great Tower. For some reason, the killer was able to enter the tower from the Strawberry Hall. Akane's account. Apparently, Akane heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30 a.m. Pillar fragments. A lot of small fragments of stone were scattered. There's a spelling mistake there. Scattered underneath Nekomaru's body. However, there were no fragments on top of his body. Fuyuhiko's account. Apparently, Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru walking toward the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m. Wall clock. At 5:30 a.m., the alarm of the wall clock on the lounge of Strawberry House's second floor. Don't worry if none of this makes sense. Started going off. Fuyuhiko was at the lounge by coincidence and managed to stop the alarm, but Kazuichi and Gunham rushed to the lounge after being alerted to the sound. However, Nagato was the only one who didn't hear it. Contact elevator. The contact elevator used to move between both houses was broken and no longer worked. It was apparently broken at the Grape House side, so the last person to use it would have arrived at Grape House. Strawberry Hall's button. The button in Strawberry Hall that opens the door leading to the tower was broken. Nagato's sudden appearance. Nagato was supposed to be at Strawberry House, but he appeared at Grape House via some unknown method. The contact elevator should have been broken. Kazuichi's account. Apparently the compass's needle spun 180 degrees while it was inside the contact elevator. Clock's alarm timer. Nekomaru used this alarm clock to recover from sleep mode. The clock's arms are stopped at 7:30, and the alarm was set to go off 7:30 as well. Radio clock. The clock in Nekomaru's chest receives radio waves at fixed intervals, and it automatically adjusts itself based on that. Basically, it's an amazingly precise clock that can't be tampered with, not even to set the time. A doorknob was found under the tipped pillar. The screws at the base are pulled out, and there are some scratch marks on the knob itself. One of the doorknobs from the far back door of Strawberry House was missing, so this doorknob was originally attached to that door. Strange feeling in tower. Regardless of whether you enter the tower from Grape Hall or Strawberry Hall, the placement of Nekomaru's body, the tipped over pillar, the oil stains, and even the disassembled spelling mistake, even the disassembled parts Kazuichi arranged look exactly the same. Whoever wrote this script, I sure hope they've been sacked by now. Okay, let's go. Basically, a murder in a trick room.
Now then, let's begin with
a simple really
explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Oh,
if you
grape
vote
flavored
correctly,
jelly.
then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides
these
the
are nice.
blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Yes, they do taste like their respective Pokemon.
I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go. Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is.
Good luck.
I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it!
Of course not.
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Fireworks. Well, I have
Why
to
don't we
close my
try
window.
going over the incident?
It's like the
We weren't
ninth
able to
now.
leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower from Monokuma Taichi and found
But
the
it-
body there. Hajime
But it-
and Chiaki were also with me.
First
Hajime
weekend
was
after the 5th, to be fair.
With Miss
Yeah, I
Sonia and
suppose.
Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after.
These
I
actually
heard
taste
that
a little
and
bit
rushed
like
over.
wine. These are amazing!
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry
Definitely
House,
buying these
obviously.
again.
As I recall, we
Yeah,
found
I
out
am
the
gonna
elevator
close
was out
that
of
window.
order, which left us stuck.
Because I can't be dealing with this. They're really loud because it's the field behind my house. It's like so nearby.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
How'd you work that one out?
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
So she's being sexist now as well.
You're the
Nice
coolest
one, Akane.
here.
Now.
That's called
Enough with
misandry.
the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon. Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys?
Oh, by the way,
The
Nagato's
weapon.
gone through a bit of a
You can totally tell
transformation.
just by looking.
He learned some information regarding the rest of the team, including our main character. And since he's learned that information, he's been very rude and nasty to everyone. And I love it because my favorite character just got even more fucking annoying and evil, and I love it. Marry me, Nagato. Welcome, Lich Zim. Actually, I need to check what Hajime said. You can tell what the weapon is just by looking. It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably the hammer. But there ain't no way that hammer was a weapon, because there weren't no marks on it.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
I'm not so sure.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer. The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Nuh-uh.
No, that's wrong!
Nuh-uh.
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
Because it wasn't.
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? Of If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
With what?
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Oh.
Baby gangster? Me?
Just so y'all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Fuck you, Soda.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Soda's such a fool.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
I still love that Terra's portrait is crossed out with a knife and fork. It's so beautiful.
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The pillar.
I see!
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
I think because the room rotates, like something to do with the pillar falling on him and breaking his head.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
You don't know. Okay.
We
I don't know
tried to
either.
move it, right?
My immediate thought would be Kazuichi the killer, but because this is case 4, and the last game's case 4 was a suicide, it makes me think that this case 4 will be a suicide. Because the game has alluded to how this game's events mirror the last game's. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I can't wait to find out. Huff huff, it's no use! It's barely budging! Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
Off?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word, suicide. Suicide, this is suicide. Yeah. By the way, the fourth murder of the Killing Skull life was apparently ruled as suicide. Huh? No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all. Alright, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Wire, goodnight button, oil on the floor, tipped over pillar, chain, broken doorknob.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
The killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over that pillar. Is that really it?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Missed it.
Even I could probably tip it over.
I'll get it next time.
Considering the pillars.
Welcome back, Sushi.
It probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you... I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was beating him with it is beyond.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Huh?
Damn it!
The fragments were underneath the...
There's no need to lift that pillar.
I had pillar fragments equipped! What the fuck?
Is beyond a
What about tipping
I
the
had
pillar
pillar
over?
fragments equipped!
No, that's
I
wrong.
know I had it equipped! Damn it!
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Yeah.
I briefly considered that too. But it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, the same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me
I was
laugh.
expecting these to be
What did you
bean
say?
cakes. But they turned out to be chocolate
It's not
biscuits.
like I want to die with the
Nice.
rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito. What the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Nagato's got even better now.
Who cares? Just
I like him
tell
even
us how
more.
the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, the One Piece themed
Isn't that
candy turned out
the
to be
thing you
chocolate
get when you
biscuits.
clear the final dead room?
Super cool.
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon. I am he who cuts
Gunned
the
him.
insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No.
What a
You are
twat.
far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse.
Yes. It does.
Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show! I shall leave
Forget
this matter to
supermarket.
your discretion.
We have a new one.
Funhouse.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Yeah, we know
So
this.
that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
Got to be a contradiction here somewhere. The whole time we've been thinking the two towers are the same building, but if that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagato would mention it here.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
No, that's wrong.
I trust Nagato on this one. I absolutely trust Nagato.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall.
Hey, Blank.
But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body
Took me a
was
while
in
to
front of
notice
the
you,
door to
sorry.
Grape Hall.
I was so focused.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Nagato's so great.
Bow down.
Oh shit, rebuttal! Rebuttal!
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
While we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Okay, rebuttal time.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear.
No. Shit.
Crap!
Fuck.
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Seriously?
Crap!
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic pillar. He could have moved it all, easy as pie. It seems you have forgotten.
Chain.
Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
Seriously? Not the chain?
Crap!
It seems...
Everything at the crime scene.
Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
How is it not that? There was a doorknob missing on that door.
It seems
If
you
not,
have
it's the
forgotten.
chain.
Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power
Ah.
of the futuristic Robo-Bear.
Right, okay. It's the second
It
one.
seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
How can you move the pillar?
Crap!
Maybe try the wire. But what's the wire got to do with it? The wire was at both scenes?
Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, he could have moved it all, easy as pie.
It's got to be where she says everything. It could be that, because we've literally tried everything else. Why wouldn't it be the chain? Do you reckon it's the oil?
It seems
Do you reckon
you
it's
have
the oil?
forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the pillar, the body, everything at the...
Yeah.
Allow me to cut through those words!
How is somebody gonna move oil? I feel so fucking stupid!
The pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Yes. Correct.
When the position of Nekomaru's body in the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the E-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
Who suggested that, though, to
If they're
begin
not
with?
the same building or two
It was
different
Chiaki,
buildings,
wasn't it?
then what are they?
No idea, huh?
This mystery ties into the secret of the funhouse. But we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. And the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
You're talking about the life-threatening game.
I see!
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Oh, okay. What's the name of this trope again? Unreliable narrator.
Yep. See? This is it. Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Yeah, there's no building on the other side.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time? Here!
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was,
There should be a building on the
Grape
other
House
side.
and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
I see. And is that it?
Welcome back, Sushi.
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angle suggests it was taken from higher up.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
Yes.
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this.
Grape House is below Strawberry House. Or Strawberry House is above Grape House.
It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
Because I showed up. You showed up. How did you even come here? Maybe I teleported.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just
And
to
then
be safe.
fireworks going.
At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma Archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Oh, Logic Dive? Yes! The best one! I like Logic Dive. Oh, fuck. Shit. Yes, they both exist. Of course they both exist! The same building. We know this based on the photo. Vertically. Pretty obvious.
It's all coming together!
Yeah! Logic Dive complete. I love Logic Dive. This is my favorite part of the game.
I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House.
So ERB, at this point, are you suspecting anyone? I still suspect Gundam, but I have no reason for thinking that besides one line of dialogue where he said, "If you think you can smite me down, do your best." That's basically all I've got to go on, because otherwise it would be a suicide like the first game. Because it's case number 4.
Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
I see!
Yeah, because he
On top of
dropped
Grape
down
House.
from the ceiling.
That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap! I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it?
Oh, I wasn't aware that you could get the box
Disregarding
separated.
the tower, we fully believe the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House, Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different
floor
floors
moves
within
up
the
and down.
Aw, your precious hand.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places? Ah, your precious hammies don't know, but it's so simple.
Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oh, definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me. I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
Oh, God.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
A dummy of Nekomaru's body existed. Does that mean the killer prepared it in advance? But is something like that even possible?
I'm gonna solve this mystery.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
No.
Damn it! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
I have a theory.
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
I have a theory that my bullets are useless.
I'm gonna solve this. And hurry up! One of the bodies was actually a.
You mean a fake?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy.
No fair!
So which one?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
I'm gonna
I
solve
think
this.
it's mechanical
Hurry up.
body.
One of the bodies was actually a.
You mean a fake?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body.
Why else would
should be
mechanical
possible-
body be presented to
No
me?
fair!
So which one?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
ERB has a plan.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
Really?
Damn it!
But the mechanical body...
I'm gonna...
Pillar fragments. God. Let's have a look through the bullets I've got. Tipped over bullet. Chain.
Hurry up,
Broken bullet.
dumbass!
Strange feeling in tower.
One of the bodies in... was actually a dummy!
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
Sigh. Okay.
I'm gonna
It's not a
solve
crime.
this mystery in a flash!
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
Tell me how I meant to work this out. BTW FYI. Yeah, I have a spoiler-free guide
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy.
for when the
That
answer
can
is
be
bullshit.
proven by
Like then.
Kazuichi's account.
Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said... Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
Even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
It's because the floor moves.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
I feel like I've seen that before. Maybe let's do a hangman's No! No! Here we are. Fucking bullshit. Hate this. Right. Getting better at it, though. I hate it, but I'm getting better at it.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It is the tower.
It's the tower itself.
Yes.
The inside of the tower is one big elevator.
Duh. Duh.
Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator.
That's why it waits when you open the door.
So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Yes.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Actually,
Plus,
You're
after
making
the
an
incident,
assumption.
the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
things that didn't change when we moved between the towers. It's the body, the pillar, the oil.
Damn it!
Whoops.
I see!
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
Damn it!
But it is something unique.
Damn it!
Shit. Blah blah blah. And blah blah blah. It was Hajime. Ha 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 ha. Ah, Hajime shit.
We will never give up!
It's okay.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported?
And then he
using an
died
elevator?
again.
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the...
Righto. I'm obviously an idiot, but that's okay. Yo, Anne, welcome.
I see!
There's something unique about that elevator.
I see!
Only the floor moves.
So that's it.
Thank you very much,
Elevator
Anne.
was
I
designed
love
so
it too.
only the floor
Oh, text message.
A body has been discovered!
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was.
Correct.
That's why we saw different doors in each tower.
It's called a
Which
fun
means on the
house.
First floor of Grape Tower.
It's a whole
the door
lot
on
of
the
fun.
back wall had a
Prizes to be
strawberry
won.
Fun house.
It's the same announcement noise from Danganronpa as well.
And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show. Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
Is that the new supermarket then?
So we'd
Well, they're not
falsely
going to
believe
mention
that the doors were
supermarket for the
connected to where
rest of this
pictures
trial,
came from.
probably. But they say funhouse a lot.
It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Like you said, I could probably use those parts to repair the button, but... Seriously, hold on. Even if you repair the button, what's gonna happen to the chain on the other side of the door? Chain. The chain that leads to Strawberry Hall has a... The door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, the door won't open as long as that chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Huh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The
So the
appearance
killer
of a
knew the
body
secret
in
of the
tower
funhouse.
would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation,
But the first
if
person
we'd
to-
gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that
The first
contradiction
person to clear the
firsthand.
life-threatening room would have been Nagito.
And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two
Unless he
towers
wasn't
are
the
actually
first.
one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
I'm not so
It
sure.
would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Funhouse. Funhouse. Funhouse.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other? If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side.
The elevator turns.
But does this reflect reality?
Funhouse. 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 Funhouse.
Yeah, it doesn't do it anymore. Oh.
Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
Wow, Sonya and Gundam are like a couple at this point. In fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. What was Akane's account again? Oh, rumbling. Kazuichi's account.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
Okay. So Gundam and Sonya have matching arguments. It sounds like it makes sense, but is that really correct?
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
I have a
the two
matching.
houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
I think I see the point of this one.
Vertically,
I have to
not
use
horizontally.
one person's argument to break the other.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Is it opposite directions to vertically?
Damn it!
Yeah.
If the two houses are
The
the
elevator
other
should
one.
move.
vertically, not horizontal.
However, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means you're
It's clearly
Opposite
This
directions to
iron curtain
vertical.
of teamwork.
if the two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
No? Really?
Damn it!
If the two
The elevator should move.
vertically,
Kazuichi's account.
However, at both houses,
Is it just Kazuichi's
if
account?
the contact elevator is behind you,
The towers are in.
which means you're
It's clearly contra.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
if the two houses are
the elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
No,
Yeah.
that's wrong. The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees.
Just like the screen did.
It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the
What?
exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House
What?
appeared on our left side when we were at
What?
Funhouse.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know.
Funhouse.
And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
But Elmo, I'm trying to find
I see!
an octagon!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
Right.
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable. I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon? Crap! Crap!
Eight-sided.
Crap!
Um... I've tapped everywhere on the picture.
We will never give up!
I've tapped everywhere on the picture. Google Chrome. Spoiler-free guide. An H-shaped form, question mark. All it says is an H-shaped form!
Crap! Here! You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
That doesn't make sense!
Why is that place the octagon?
You know how the four-sided strawberry house is on top of the six-sided grape house? If you cut a four-sided shape out of a six-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it.
Fuck off.
The true identity of the octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the octagon. Learned? The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
Right.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
Funhouse.
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
The halfway point.
Hiya!
I'm starting to tear up now. I think I'm getting a chiral allergy from this light. Why, hello there. I thought of a new bad word to call Monomi. Why, I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monomi is a serious stoofatly. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stoofatly. Tusk. That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these would be... Ta-da! Stoofatly. There's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone.
Okay, everyone. All together now.
Monomi is a serious stoofatly.
Monomi is Stu Fatley.
Hello. I hope your day is well.
I still think it's Gundam.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon.
Funhouse.
Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru.
Still not
as
helping
fast as
yourself,
we can.
Tanaka.
Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Pillar over the head. Falling.
I see!
Fuck's sake.
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That, I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
You're not helping yourself.
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Well, after the power being out for 30 minutes and an elder neighbor in panic and watching baking shows with her for some time, I finally get to be back. Welcome back, Johnny.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Well, how do you know it's incorrect?
But my gut is going crazy right now.
Didn't shove him. They tied him up. Look at his leg.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must
Moving
be the
object.
threshold of that elevator.
When the elevator is
Good
up,
night
you can't
button
go
on
through the
moving
door.
It'd be
object.
impossible.
Then, after locking they moved the elevator and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has... As long as there's a moving object.
No, that's wrong.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Poor Kazuichi! Wire! Doorknob! It could be both! Okay, let's have a look at what we
If you
got.
arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold.
I think we have to
start to
consent with
enjoy it.
Fuyuhiko.
If you arrange
I think
it
we
so
have
you can
to
cause the drop...
consent
So you're telling
with
me to think
Fuyuhiko
about the
here.
arrangement.
That arrangement...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Try to consent with you.
Crap!
Maybe I need to consent with him using the wire.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the
Consent
So
with the
you're telling
doorknob
to
using
think
the
about
wire.
arrangement.
That arrangement...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems...
I
Yeah,
agree with that.
consent with the wire.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Mekamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Mekamaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Me!
Better not finish that sentence.
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Uh-oh.
So what
Rebuttal
if they
time.
created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a watch, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you want to take back, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside.
Damn it!
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you want to take back that sleep, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Thanks to Kazuichi, I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do... Now's the time if you want to take... But in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Got it.
What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode.
Allow me to cut through
Got
those
it.
words.
Nekomaru is a Time Lord. I got your clue.
What do you think would happen if
I got your
Nekomaru
very
woke
subtle
up while he
clue.
was
But that
suspended
was after I'd
upside
figured it
down
out
in midair?
myself.
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Yes.
I see!
Cola came out of his eyes!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower
What
at
if the
7
clocks
in the
inside
morning.
the building were wrong?
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have
killer
been before
changed the
the
clocks.
7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, they could have just drank Mekamaru's rooibos tea.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
We headed
They didn't
for Grape
tamper with
Tower
it because they
before
can't.
7 a.m.
But the alarm
Sorry,
inside was
Akane.
set for 7...
Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must be.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside.
Nuh-uh.
No, that's wrong.
Nuh-uh.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the
So
time
both
was
clocks
with,
were tampered
then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Logic dive? Oh yeah! The best part. Yeah! Boing. I'm in the building. I love this bit the most. I would just play a game based around this gameplay. Constant. I want to make a rhythm game that plays like this. Right, B is my break. Okay, now I know. Does all the motions. He's just dancing away. Fuck. So cool. Best part of this game, these. Just give me a game mode that's this all the time. I'd be happy.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
Hajime is doing his thinking dance again. Everybody be quiet and wait for him.
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
If the time in the building was all messed up,
5:30 a.m.
then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
Crap!
But it wasn't.
If the time in the building was all messed up,
Oh yeah, it was.
then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio.
Of course it was 7:30 a.m. because it's the radio clock. Fuck's sake.
It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when you fell.
I agree with that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to
Why
figure out
didn't
how much
she
our
hear
time
it?
was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Asuna work, Akane!
Doing the math. 5, 6, 7, 2 hours.
I see!
Making me do
Nekomaru's alarm
mathematics.
went off at 7:30.
Hey
If we
ERB,
heard the sound
welcome.
of his
The
impact
games
at
we
5:30.
love of good content. Paper Mario, welcome.
That means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows.
Funhouse.
There weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru.
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing.
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right?
But the funhouse is no supermarket, that's true. But they probably won't say supermarket during the rest of this trial, so I'm using funhouse.
But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so,
Oh, driving the road of sheep. Right, okay. I was like, that's a weird name. The games we love of good content, but now I know who you are.
When I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru,
Right.
the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who isn't? Who's the bastard?
Whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Gundam.
You're the only one!
It's you, my boy.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
Yeah, Steam has the pre-orders for Death Stranding open, but it's going to be 6 months before it's available on Steam.
It's merely the foolish talk of the week.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
6-month console exclusivity. That's the only reason why it's not on
Definitely
PC yet.
fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know.
The deluxe suites are soundproof.
Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common. And I'm sure you'll figure
The
it
deluxe suite was soundproof. Oh my god. This sucks. Deluxe room! Alright, take care, Draven. Enjoy your pizza.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent insulation. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec! Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
It has to have been Nekomaru.
Decisive factor?
I'm gonna get some slack for this! I'm gonna get some slack for this!
Crap!
No. No.
Crap!
Fuck.
Crap!
Fuck. Why am I struggling with this? What the fuck?
Crap!
Who's left?
Crap!
Me? Did I do it?
Crap!
Who haven't I fingered yet?
Crap! Crap!
Who haven't I fingered yet?
You're the only one!
How?
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
I said it was Gundam this whole time, by the way, didn't I?
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right?
Oh shit!
Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with a wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower.
Did I seriously try to accuse myself and Chiaki of the murder? Fuck! LOL! I
Which
should have
means when
fingered,
Fuyuhiko
like,
witnessed
Gundam
Nekomaru,
first.
The killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off.
That's going in the highlight reel!
And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound.
Yes, you
Thus
did, you
proving they were
idiot!
in the room,
You idiot!
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
Fuyuhiko saved
So the killer
everyone.
couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
But I thought he was a ninja!
If those two had
sneak.
just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
So the robot killed the robot. God damn it.
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
8.
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess
What?
10 ears.
Yes.
That means I have
I can
5
math.
times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Did I just fuck up the maths as well?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean a class trial is just
Wait,
the
what?
opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Let's see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
The Strawberry House is above Grape House, so all you'd need to do is climb up through the hidden hatch.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we
The
stop
secret
this already?
passageway.
That elevator, the only means of travel, as long as that
This amazing song!
Yellow broken at Grape House.
It's a shame we're not going to hear it for
return
very
to
long.
Strawberry House.
Since I was at Strawberry, there's no question that the
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the...
No, that's
Nuh-uh.
wrong.
Almost 10 hours. You weren't kidding when you
There
streamed
should
for
have
longer
been
than you were
another way to
planning.
move
Yep.
Between the two houses without the elevator.
I was only going to stream for 6 hours yesterday. I mean, I've streamed for 6 hours today, really, when you think about it.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method? You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
What?
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry! You wouldn't like me when I'm angry! Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't at least pray to the key which dwells in the light.
I didn't say what he said.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blood.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Nice one. The wire, duh.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
They weren't in the...
Funhouse.
They weren't in the...
Funhouse.
The only place I can think of is the octagon.
Octagon? Elmo, I'm trying to find a chain! Go to the octagon!
There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the octagon.
Funhouse. Dokusu a magnificento kurichazu.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case.
Oh, fuck you!
There's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act, so I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried
He's
going
doing
over to
it.
Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able
I love
to
it. I love my boy.
But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's
Okay,
no way
Yobi,
he could
you're
fight head-on with
doing
the
bad in
robotic
this trial
Nekomaru.
and getting
So by
certain
pressing the
mistake
Ignite button,
off
he
badly,
rendered
but you
Nekomaru
got the killer right
powerless
beforehand,
without
and I'll give you that you got the motive. His hamsters were getting hungry and he needed to help them, yeah? I mean, that's pretty obviously the motive.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all!
Are you giving it away, Gundam?
You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed
Thank you.
Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied.
Why not?
Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then just as you requested, I will provide an argument that will leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Panic talk action. Oh boy.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easy?
This is the end!
Oh yeah.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh? Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through, Supernova Silver Fox Sandy! Choo choo! Click. Press the button? Truly, this is the Skyline Lamentation art of the Demon Mouse. Dark Diva for that. Don't you dare make fun of me yesterday. Alright? I know what you're doing. And you can shut up.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road.
Yeah, but I messed up the order yesterday, didn't I? You can see why I think you were.
The curtain strings of this worthless performance
You see why I think
with
you
your
were.
own 2 hands.
Stop 2. Who gathered at the lounge? Nobody. Killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? Grab to the doorknob. Nekomaru's weakness is the button.
Here's everything that happened in this
Okay.
case.
Yubby, what if I told you the reason Gunham
Let's
dropped
first go
those
over the many
hints
tricks the killer
throughout
prepared
what you
before
saw
he
was
committed
because
the
he
crime.
wanted to get caught? You know what? That makes sense.
First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m.
I was going to say the music
also
is
the same time
climactic
Monokuma
reasoning,
Tai Chi begins.
but that's the V3
Nekomaru went to
equivalent of
Great
this
Tower
song.
to
Right,
participate
okay.
in that.
I do like this piece of music, but
However,
Homicide is the
because
best piece of
contact
music in this
elevator
game.
was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Great Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will point them all out.
Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending. And Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This
Doesn't
was
this
done
make
to
the
make us falsely
hamsters
believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall.
partly the killer? Will the hamsters have to be punished as well?
With this, the killer
Are the
finished
4
their
dark
setup and tried
davas
to
of
go back to their
destruction
room
going to
using the
get
secret
punished?
passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking.
Righto.
Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor.
Hit his head on the pillar.
He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse.
I know that Photoshop preset
However,
for
by
those
this point,
letters.
the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob
On the right-hand
and
side.
Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me.
Yeah,
do
blank. You just
feel
kind of
regret?
spoiled something from the game. Whoops.
Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
It's not the first thing that Blanca spoiled about this game, posting that Teru-frying meme 2 years ago that spoiled case number 1 for me.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Serves you right, Monokuma.
It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing...
Funhouse.
was Gundam Tanaka!
Nice!
Yay! I said all that without biting my tongue!
Now then,
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam. No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to the one who lost? The loser merely leaves. It would be unnecessary for me to say something. I wonder if you can get to level 99 by the end of the game. Well, I can run around the island if I don't. Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight, that is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost, and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must
If
be
he
the
was just
will
trying
of
to cling to
causality.
life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain! Fine then, I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And that is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. Humph, I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death.
Let me tell you this.
He was serious, too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing!
B?
Nekomaru really did that?
sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I do not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why? Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong.
I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you. I mean, I'm not a social justice warrior.
Let me tell you.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. It is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Wait, are you telling us just to wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other.
Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment.
Oh god. That meme. That meme.
However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you
Giving
will
up
die.
on life. That's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term Canis Canem Edit?
Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then how come the word live backwards is evil, huh?
I shall engulf
If
this
a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order! It is the arrogance of humanity!
You.
Are you saying all that just to try and justify what you did? But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die.
Gundam killed so that the others could eat, and Nekomaru agreed with him. Yeah.
That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my tears.
Now enjoy your rabbit curry. Don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagato, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me,
You didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question. Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster! My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years! In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible! Is that it? And I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It is about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay, get it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Wait!
Please wait. This is just too much. I really fancied him and everything. Please, Monokuma, please, let me go down on Gundam one more time.
Huh?
One more time, Miss Sonia!
Please, I beg of you.
Pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself.
Gundam. Ah, it's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind, however...
What is it, my 4 dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared 4 dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Yeah, I can't hate Gundam. Because he wanted everyone to live. And Nekomaru was complicit in that. He and Nekomaru had an understanding. Oh, so we couldn't really do magic after all. What?! What? Oh! Oh, that's so sad! Oh, that's so sad! What the fuck? That's so sad! Oh. Man, that was so beautiful! No! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still linger deep in our throbbing chests, in our chesting throbs. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something!
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this! You're all full of shit! Every last one of you. And the biggest piece of shit is me!
Worst.
Damn it. Why am I so weak?
Oh.
Such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
You are right. This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. It's a more brutal version of Yoshi's Final Smash. If not,
You are right.
Gunham will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey!
So how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you gonna keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Now then. Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry up back and eat some food!
Hey,
Hold on a sec, that mood shift is just too fast!
Like that.
Shut up, pest!
Well, you know, it's like Gunham and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? She's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Then let's go back for now and eat. Then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want. And then let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we've returned to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. But of course, our optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information.
well,
I guess they were too busy with other matters, or maybe they've just reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Sigh, anyway, I can't forgive this. This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my
it's
life.
obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
All right, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's lonely little Nagato. You all alone tonight,
What's
too?
the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary.
I see, so you can tell.
Oh, perhaps you found out who the traitor is.
You know me well. Is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately, I haven't learned that yet.
I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is going to take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally going to confess your love?
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room.
Oh yeah, what about it?
There's information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
Don't even know?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy,
Of
right?
course.
That's right. I just reused stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But...
If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into this file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information?
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do small things like that, right?
Well...
That's not my
Right.
point. My point is, you already know who the traitor is.
What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say, I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monomi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me.
Existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's been putting you guys through this awful stuff.
That's not entirely true. I didn't come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat
Right.
too. However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make sure everyone in your group feels despair. That includes you, too. So I can't let you know that the traitor is Sonia Nevermind.
Well, I knew you would say that.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on.
Just as I thought. You saw right through me. You're gonna love Chapter 5.
You're
Oh,
right.
am I? Because I spend the whole time playing as Nagato? Please. The little bit that I did in the funhouse wasn't enough. No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself and despair exist.
You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say that belief reminds me of Makoto Naegi for some reason.
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky.
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
Huh?
You don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called the ultimate hope.
The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of Makoto Naegi.
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
See?
Who are you waiting for on this island?
Huh?
Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is that person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey.
Well, answer my question.
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting?
5 left. Holy shit. Dude. 5 left.
Danganronpa.
7 students remaining. Chapter 5. My name is Makoto Naegi, and I'm a new student at Post Peak Academy, but blah 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 blah.
Funhouse.
Okay. There is a Nagato-only anime special called Danganronpa 2.5, and it's kind of good, but a little spoilery. Holy shit! So I can't watch it until I've played Danganronpa 2. Okay. No problem. I'll do the official sign-off then, and it'll be good night from me, and it'll be good night from me. Good night. Reopen, close tab, live dashboard, so I could do the shout-out. Ah da 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 da. Unless you've got any other plans tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, might I recommend that we do this again? Death Stranding in the morning and Danganronpa in the afternoon? What do you think? If you haven't got anything else to do. Because I ain't got anything else to do. Alright. Sounds like a plan. I'm going to do the official sign-off then. As we're getting closer to the end of Danganronpa 2, I just want to finish it. Because I want to know what happens next. And it sounds like Makoto Naegi is going to be on his way to the island. Because who else would Wanakuma want to see so badly? I'm just salivating at the idea of, like, Nagato and Naegi in a class trial. Like, rebuttals against each other. Dude, that would get me so hard. Until next time, if we live that long.